A reading from the Gospel according to Luke. A dispute arose among the disciples as to which one of them was to be regarded as the greatest. But Jesus said to them, "The kings of the Gentiles lord it over them, and those in authority over them are called benefactors. But not so with you. Rather, the greatest among you must become like the youngest, and the leader like one who serves. For who is greater, the one who is at the table or the one who serves? Is it not the one at the table? But I am among you as one who serves. You are those who have stood by me in my trials, and I confer on you, just as my Father has conferred on me, a kingdom, so that you may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom, and you will sit on thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel." The word of the Lord. Today, on this day, this August 24th, is the Feast of Saint Bartholomew, Bartholomew the Apostle. And like many of the apostles, we don't have a lot of direct evidence about Bartholomew. He's mentioned in Matthew, Mark, and Luke only briefly, not mentioned in John at all, unless you consider, as some suggest, since Bartholomew is the surname, Bar meaning son, Bartholomew, the son of Ptolemy, and that he's actually the same person who's named Nathaniel in the Gospel of John, so he'd be Nathaniel Bartholomew. That's speculation. We don't know that for sure. So what do we know? What do we know about this apostle? Well, the stories say that he traveled to India and brought Christianity to India, specifically the Gospel of Matthew in the first century. We know that he went to Armenia and spread Christianity to Armenia. We do know that to this day, 97% of Armenia is part of the Armenian Christian Church. And so obviously, if he's the one who brought along with companions, Jude Thaddeus in Armenia, if he's the one who brought Christianity to this place, obviously did a good job at it. But it does make me wonder, what specifically might Bartholomew, what might Bartholomew have actually done that made it so successful to spread Christianity to India and Armenia, that it's there to this day? And the stories say that what he did was he went and he dwelled among the people, and he healed the sick. And he taught the gospel. He taught about compassion and love. And he taught it to a group of people that he didn't have to go out to. He didn't have to look out at people in a different land, of a different ethnicity and a different language, who looked different than he did, and see somebody as worthy of being seen in the image of God, as worthy of being a child of God. But he did. We know that Bartholomew was somebody who looked past geographical differences and ethnic differences and saw people who were in need of compassion, in need of love. He knew he had an opportunity to teach them something that he thought would help them in their lives, and he extended himself to them. And that, if nothing else, is something that's worthy of us to lift up. What part of our own lives can we pattern after Bartholomew the Saint? To go out into the world and not just extend ourselves to people who think like we do and speak like we do and look like we do, but to go out into the world and see people who are different from us and yet just as worthy of our time and our energy and our compassion, particularly those who are hungry, whether spiritually hungry or physically hungry, and extend ourselves to them the same way Bartholomew was willing to do. And who knows? Who knows? The lives that you touch along the way may have a lasting impact, just like the lasting impact that Bartholomew has had some 2,000 years later. And if that is an example that we're getting from him, he is indeed worthy of lifting up as a saint. Thanks be to God. Amen.